Well, perhaps you were able to catch the mistake in the rotate direction method, but if you weren't, there's a different way to start testing where the program is failing or what it's doing, and that is we frequently use the println or println statement. So in full Java, you do system.out.println, but in processing, they've shortened that so that you just use println. And so we can just kind of put those things everywhere when we get to various places. That's one way to do it. So let's see if it ever gets to the setup function. All right. Setup method. Or we can say in setup method. That sometimes helps clarify what's going on. So let's see if we ever run the setup method. All right, the window pops up, and did we ever in setup method? Okay, so we got there. Now we know where our program is arriving there, so we can just delete this and move on. So now let's see if we ever get to the beginning of the draw method. Print ln draw method, and I guess they like to use sort of in draw method, start of loop. All right, let's run this and see if we ever get to the start of the draw method. All right, we are getting to the start of the method here, but that's not really giving us enough information. We want to know, why is it always saying up? So we can, let's print out what direction is currently, being printed out at that point. So if we run this again, what is the value of this variable when it's at the beginning of the draw method? And we see at the beginning of the draw method, in the draw method start of the loop, the direction is up. So let's just say direction, that variable, has that value. Okay, that's useful. We know that it's always up, 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 up at that point in the loop. So let's just copy this and put it down at the bottom of the loop instead and see what happens. So in draw method after rotation, so let's say end of draw method, the direction, what's the value of direction at that point? Okay, so it's still up. Direction, the value is still just constantly up at that point. Well, that would make sense since that's what's being printed out. Okay, let's move on and figure out at what point println. So if you know what's the value of direction is here, that's fine. You probably do. So let's say after println, after up if check, direction equals plus direction. So what will the value be at this point in our program now? So let's run it and see what our program is. Well, at that point, oh, that's interesting. The value of the variable direction is actually right at this point. Okay, well, let's continue on down. Okay, what's the value of direction after right check? Right check. All right, if we run this now, the value will be down. Oh, so it is accomplishing these things. Perhaps you can see the problem now. So let's do it after this and see if the thing continues. Well, you probably know that we don't have to. And after each of these, you see the value is, in fact, at this point, direction after this if check will be left. And at this point, it will be up. So can you see the problem after this sort of method of debugging? The problem is that if any of these if checks succeeds, we don't want the other ones to execute. So we have to tie them together with else if statements, so that if any individual if check succeeds, it skips over the check of subsequent if checks. And so now if we run our code, we're able to, in fact, create the desired effect. Up, right, down, left. Perfect. All right, so that's how to use the println function to check the value of variables at different points in your code.